friends, I'm not really a DIYer, and I always get kind of nervous when I attempt one of these projects. But in this video, I am going to make over a pair of my old Levi's 501s by cutting them and fraying them into Bermuda shorts, and then I am going to try to splatter bleach them. Welcome to the Dress Up Mom. If you're already a subscriber, thank you, and I love you. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and tap the bell for notifications. So Levi's 501s are one of my favorite jeans brands in the world. They fit me really well, and I find a lot of them via resale and vintage, so I'm super lucky with that. I have a pair that I've worn a bit. I bought these locally at Flashbacks. I got them for like $20. They're sort of a strange length. I do roll them up. And I've recently got a couple new pair of jeans, so I realized I probably wouldn't be wearing these a lot. However, I'm short on shorts because shorts don't fit me very well. I have trouble finding them the right length and everything. I thought I could turn these 501s into Bermuda shorts and cut and fray them, have them be kind of cool looking. I've had some luck doing that in the past. But I've also really loved this sort of splatter bleaching technique that I've seen some brands do. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I could try that too, because I have bleached whole pairs of jeans before, but trying to splatter bleach them, nervous, but I thought, let's give it a try. So let me show you how it all went down. Here's what I needed for the project, and it was great because everything I had already at home and I didn't need to buy anything new. The first step is to determine where I wanted them to hit on my legs, so I tried rolling them up, which was a little bit hard because they got really tight. I even cut the seam a little bit, but it didn't help. So I needed to do it in basically 2 roll-ups. So I measured the first part that I rolled up and then the big long edge that I rolled up first. And then I had to do some math actually to add those 2 together to figure out how much I would need to cut off. And I think in this case, it came to something like 17 inches total. Next, I needed to turn them inside out because I was going to mark on them, and I did not want that marking of a pen to be on the front of the jeans. The important thing is to measure from the bottom up. You don't want to go waist down, but bottom up so that they end up being really nice and even. I mark that with a pen on both sides, and then I also like to actually draw a line across on both of the sides so that it gets to be nice and even. I like to have it really a good line because I'm not the best cutter and I want it to be straight. So that's what I did on both sides with a nice pen that I could see really clearly. And then I decided to fold them back up together and make sure that that was even and that it was going to be good. And it was. Next is to get a really good pair of sharp scissors that you only use for fabric, no paper, no cutting anything else with them, so that you can get a really good, sharp, clean line, because this denim is a little bit heavy. But I was able to go through on the line that I drew and really cut a good line through all of the pieces of fabric. And here they are. I then also wanted to fold them again back together from the top to make sure that they were even. At this point, if they weren't, I could have done something about it, but they were, so yay! Time to do some fraying. I use a seam ripper, and then I just take the seam ripper and go all along the edges. And I do it pretty hard, just all around, take this fraying and do it on both sides. And then what happens is they're going to be a lot more frayed once I wash and dry them. But I knew these were looking pretty good. So far, so good. Now to bleach. First, you want to wet the denim really well. So there's just regular water in this little spray container, and I really wet them. I got them wet all around every part that I could, on the front, all along the back, and I think I even went around and did this twice just to make sure they were soaked, and they really were. They were pretty much soaked. I took my Clorox and I put it into a little container that I had that I used for paint a while back. And then I also took that same spray can. I got rid of all the water. I'm not using it diluted. It's right from the container. So it's super concentrated. And then I had this little spongy type of a brush that I had around the house, and I got that really good and soaked, really soaked up with that concentrated bleach. And then I just started painting onto the jeans. It was really kind of fun. I knew I wanted lot of bleaching and just a little bit of the splattering, so I would just went to town with that sponged little brush all around the front. Next, when I was finished there, I decided to go ahead and take that spray can with the bleach and then spray the other side so it was a little bit more speckled. And then I painted the pockets and the back, did a little bit more spraying, and did it all again so that it got really, really soaked. I had a lot of bleach on here. And I couldn't really see what was happening, but I decided to let them dry in my bathroom so that their front and back could dry evenly on these little hooks. After 30 minutes, I could kind of see what was happening here, and I was getting pretty hopeful. They were definitely lightening up. I sort of liked how thick and heavy it was on the one side. The back was looking pretty darn cool, these pockets, but I knew that I wanted them to be a lot lighter, and I really wasn't sure how long it was going to take. So I tried them a couple more times. An hour and a half in and definitely getting lighter, I was getting kind of excited because they were looking pretty darn good to me here, the front, and I really liked the back a lot. The way that the pockets were coming out on the back to me was very cool. And I also knew, boy, I want them lighter, but I had a problem because I was going out to dinner and I knew that I was going to be gone for a while. So I thought, you know what? I don't care. I am just going to leave them hanging. Back from dinner, I'm so glad I left them. They're really nice and lightened up now. And boy, looking so good. They were pretty dry, and now it was time for me to just put them in the washer and the dryer and see how they came out. Yay! Love them. Wow, the fraying also turned out a lot better than I thought. Okay, I love these. I really am happy with how they turned out. Like I said, I was nervous to do this, but I didn't have a lot to lose. And I was going to show it to you either way, whether it turned out good or bad. So I think I'm going to wear these a ton. I love that they're not too splattered, but just splattered enough to have a little bit of texture and sort of a look to them. So I'm super happy. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you going to give this a try? If you do, please let me know how it turns out. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it so much. Until next time, have fun and dress it up a little.